was a cold, silent night. In a small village surrounded by endless fields, Raghav, a poor farmer, lived alone on his land after his wife's passing. His only companions were the crops and the lonely sound of wind brushing through the dried corn. That night, the moon hid behind thick clouds and the air smelled of rain and fear. Raghav was sitting by his lantern, counting his day's earnings when he heard it. A thunderous flap echoing across the fields. "Must be a storm," he muttered, trying to ignore it, but then a shadow passed over his window, massive, silent, almost human-sized. He grabbed his old lantern and stepped out, the flame trembling in the wind. And there it was. A gigantic pigeon standing on his haystack, its eyes glowing faint silver, watching him like it knew him. Raghav froze. The bird's wings stretched wider than his cart, and every movement sent a gust that shook the crops. He whispered, "Baba, what kind of devil's bird is this?" But the pigeon didn't attack, it just stared, as if trying to warn him. The next morning, villagers gathered at Raghav's door. "Did you hear, Raghav? Old Shambhu's house was burned down last night. No one survived." Raghav's heart sank. Shambhu lived just across the field, the same direction where that pigeon had come from. That night, the pigeon appeared again, landing heavily near Raghav's barn. This time, Raghav didn't run. He looked closer and saw something terrifying. Its feathers were stained with ashes and blood. Before he could react, the pigeon turned its head sharply towards the forest, letting out a low, deep coo, almost like a growl. Then suddenly he heard it. Footsteps, heavy, fast, coming toward his house. Raghav grabbed his sickle. A group of 3 men emerged from the dark, faces covered, carrying torches. "Hand over your savings, old man." One of them shouted. They had been robbing farmers for weeks. Raghav backed away, his hands shaking, but before the robbers could reach him, a scream ripped through the night. The giant pigeon swooped down like a hurricane, wings smashing into the men. One torch went flying, fire scattering into the dirt. The robbers screamed and ran, one of them clawed and bleeding. The bird let out a furious screech, circling the farmhouse until they disappeared into the forest. Then it landed again, calm, as if its duty was done. Raghav stood trembling. "Why? Why are you helping me?" he whispered. The pigeon slowly walked toward him, and under the moonlight he saw something that froze his soul. Around its neck hung a torn silver locket, the same one his wife used to wear. He fell to his knees. No, it can't be. The bird tilted its head gently, cooed softly, almost like her voice whispering his name, and then spread its wings, flying off into the misty night. Days passed. The village buzzed with stories. Some said Raghav was saved by a monster, others by a ghost. But Raghav knew. Every night after that, when he went out to the fields, he felt a soft gust of wind brush past his shoulders, and he'd look up to see a faint, giant shadow circling high above. The fields that once whispered fear now whispered protection, because sometimes the souls that love us never leave. They return in the strangest forms, even as a giant pigeon under a dark, cursed sky.